me what you see when you look at me. Do you see another brother lost in these streets looking for his soul?
Trying to find my soul.
Or do you see another brother searching for lost souls in these streets? A street soldier.
Street soldier.
Here to help you get that chip off your shoulder, warm your colder days and sober your drunken ways, and find a way to help you get over these hurdles placed in our path. And this is not meant to amuse you. This is for all those who have questions but are afraid to ask.
I won't be afraid. I won't be afraid. No. When times get hard, you lose your way. Open your mind and hear what I say.
This is a message for the hard and the soft. To those who tune in weekly and to those who keep an eye out for 8 p.m. on Sundays and turn their radios off. The truth hurts. The cloth has been pulled. We're walking around half dead. Use this show as your IV. Alive and free is a new movement. We've achieved self-destruction. A street soldier promotes self-improvement.
Streets couldn't be no colder, so I gotta be a soldier. It shouldn't be this hard for me. Even when it seems so hopeless, I gotta keep my focus. I'm glad to be alive and free, yeah. Streets couldn't be no colder, so I gotta be a soldier. It shouldn't be this hard for me. Even when it seems so hopeless, I gotta keep my focus. I'm glad to be alive and free, yeah.
We're going to take it back a little bit and show you Jack in action, which is pretty exciting. So here we go.
Perhaps no one shares Marshall's missionary zeal for saving young black lives more than Jack Jacqua, Omega's fiercely independent co-founder. Single and the son of a Hollywood agent, Jacqua is a former union organizer and school guidance worker.
Most all of my time is spent with those behind bars.
How are you?
How you doing, Mr. Jack Omega?
Jack's work is quite significant to the club in that one might say it's the beginning step. He directs the young people to Omega.
Acting as Omega's advocate for youth in lockup, Jacqua works an average of 60 hours a week at Juvenile Hall.
3 meetings a week at Juvenile Hall. They're Omega meetings run by myself, and we do bring in some outside peer counselors.
One of Jack's peer counselors at this meeting is Kai Butler, a 14-year-old ex-offender. In the coming months, Kai's resolve to stay on the outside of Juvenile Hall will be severely.
Special ed.
I have one more for you. So
Yeah,
give me
one
one
more?
second.
All right, I'll wait. You got me in. I seen it 100 times. I was ready to watch the rest.
I was going to say something about that.
Juvenile Hall, my first encounter and the previous encounters and on the outs. So we had this bondage, me and Jack. He sort of provided for me, I could say.
So I'm tripping on when I came over the bridge today, there was a sign that said Marin College in San Quentin. See what I'm saying? And if I followed the computer, I would have gone to see you in San Quentin. You see what I'm saying? But then you beat the odds. I came to the college instead.
That's right where I should be. College of Marin, taking care.
Both of those are scenes from the documentary Street Soldiers, narrated by, if you heard of what, that is Danny Glover, 1997. And those, you see Jack doing what he does, lockup, dealing with the young folks. Something he's just, well, that's what Jack does. But Jack, let's start with this though, because Jack, for a lot of us, we just with him and we see him, he does his thing, everything. I happen to know a little bit because I'm over the years I've been like, man, where did you come from? So Jack, why don't you start with, you heard son of a Hollywood agent. Just give a little people about your background. Can we pry into that?
Let me just say quickly, the coat that you just saw, and I'm not avoiding the question, but the coat you just saw
in the video is not the same coat I have on. I just wanted to say that. But anyway, the other thing I want to say that that first young man that you saw was cut off, Kai Butler. I talk to him all the time. He's alive and he's free. And that's a beautiful thing. So is the other young man, Donald Gregory.
Yeah.
They're alive and they're free, and that's what it matters. That's what we're about. But background is not. It's difficult for me because I was when I grew up. I was see, I'm stuttering already. I never stutter, but I mean, just talk about the background. Just something that I got a taste of this kind of work. Well, I always was with this kind of work. I always was very interested in the rights and justice for people and all people. And, I've always been enamored and engulfed with that. I read Richard Wright, James Baldwin, so many people when I was a teenager, and it just came automatically and natural to me. But I really got into the area of working with people when I didn't even age part about it, but somewhere in my early 20s, I was working with employees, city and county employees in Los Angeles. And it was a union, city and county union, local 434. And I was working in General Hospital, which had 7,000 employees, a big place. And LA being a big town, I was really into my work, which was organizing. And so I was up sometimes all night, getting people on the graveyard shift. I was very much mesmerized and hypnotized by the work, and got involved meeting people down in LA that were politically involved. And that was sort of the first thing that I led a march. Some Dr. Marshall doesn't even know, but one time myself and a great woman, may she rest in peace, Blanche Sessions, we led a march across the Brooklyn Bridge, not in New York, but in Los Angeles, East Los Angeles. I don't know if it's still there or not, but anyway, we led a walkout to City Hall, employees, and I did a lot in a couple of years. And I finally had a disagreement with the woman that actually initially hired me. And she was very upset because I was signing up too many young Black men. This was at the time of the 60s, Watts, that whole, the 65 riots. Somewhere, I don't have my time period right, but in that area, that time period, I was, signing up all kinds of members, because the union movement then and even now, I believe, is a great place to express, united, being together with people. I say together we stand, divided we fall, but organizing for social causes is still an avenue for it. Back then it was bigger and maybe more louder than it is now. But, the whole thing is that I was signing up too many young Black men from South Central Los Angeles. I mean, really, that's what was happening. I was going on the graveyard shift, and these young men, and unfortunately at the time, they were all men. There were no women that I remember, but they were janitors, custodians. I think it was something like 700, of which these young men were half of the people working in the city and county of Los Angeles. And I would just sign them up in the union. I mean, the woman that was initially hired me got so upset that I was ruining the union because I'd bring all these young men, a lot of them angry, into the union to try to organize, and that would ruin all of our jobs. And quite honestly, when she told me that, I was shocked. I really was. I was totally shocked because she was a very liberal woman and well known politically in the state of California. But I quit. I mean, I quit right then, and then a few other things that came up San Francisco, where I had family. But that's how I got here initially. Got here at a good time, which was in, the late 60s when everything was breaking loose here in Oakland, San Francisco, especially. I mean, Oakland, Berkeley. And I followed the Black Panther Party. Meetings were always open to everybody. I always would come to the meetings. Was involved in a lot of stuff going on against the war in Vietnam and against all of the injustices in the society. So that's more than I normally say. I don't know what else.
I know. but people want to know where this came from, and you mentioned that you've always, is it something that you got from, you get it from school, your sense of social justice, did you get it from, or did you just, I don't know, how did you get it? Do you have any idea?
I don't really trip on that. I really don't. And it's a good question, but I honestly don't trip on it. I know that I grew up in a Jewish ghetto, and there were a lot of people. This was, not that far after World War II, and some of the people I grew up around and with had suffered at the hands of the Nazis. I don't know what that had anything to do with it, but it's just a matter of people have their own calling, and that's what I believe. I don't know. I was verbal. I wasn't an athlete. I can't stand computers, and I'm very uncomfortable this evening. Not in your presence, Mr. Stell, but in the presence of this thing that I'm looking at here. I'm not overly comfortable. It may appear I'm okay. We don't have to call an ambulance, but I think that that is a hard question. I don't know. Someone else has to tell me how I became involved. Yeah.
You became you.
It's there, but I believe in one thing that Doc always says, and that is, the most important thing is the way I get out of answering the question. The most important question that I could get addressed to is what's going on tomorrow or today, with lives that I'm around and whatever we're doing. So that's the way I get out of that question. I don't know the answer.
It makes me want to ask you a question.
Sure.
And that is.
Go for it.
If I could, because what do what caused you to have that reaction when she said that these Black people are messing up this? What made you upset? What upset you about that? Why was that upsetting for you?
Because I felt and I knew in my soul that this was America before even all of the history that has been taught, that I understood basically racism, and I understood that these people, the white folks, were scared of the young Black men because they were going to take over stuff, because maybe they had more to offer in the solution than these other people. So I was aware of that at a young age. I don't know how I became aware of it. I'm not sure exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say when I was 4 years old. I was
right.
But I have no idea. But the point is, if I sat down with 10 therapists, I probably could work it out. But I'm okay, because I had definitely I was angry. I was angry when I was seeing. And by the way, I did, sounds, I had Black friends. I was living in a Jewish ghetto, but there were maybe 20% of the kids in the school were Black, and I always seemed to be around them more than I was around some of these other people. And I don't know. That was part of it. I felt from stories that were shared by them with me, and I understood. Yeah. I truly understood. I feel that, someone arguing, well, how could you understand? And I don't know, but I understood. So then later on in life, it becomes a spiritual thing. becomes a spiritual thing, because it is a spiritual thing. Solution to all this mess we talk about, it's all spiritual, not religious. Don't scare anybody, and I'm not going to go down that road, but it's a spiritual thing.
Right.
And so here I am, trying to, follow Clarence Jones, and, in my own way, here I am.
You and I thought we're both from LA. I mean, maybe not born, but of course I lived there and grew up there, and we both came up here. But it was just a great time. I mean, I always, one time I said the only other time I would have liked to have been going through my formative years was maybe the Harlem Renaissance. But I think in the end, the 60s, the revolution, what a wonderful time, if you weren't an activist, it activated you, right? And you just fit in with all of that. And you come to San Francisco, and you have family here. What did you do? What kind of job did you take? I know you eventually went into the school district, but was that right away, or what did you do for a while?
No, actually, I came up here and I wanted to be basically fight the revolution over in Oakland and Berkeley. It was perfect time for me to come. And also the fact was I still needed some money. So I did go to work. I had a record as a great organizer. So, I mean, even though it only was for a few years, but I mean, so I got hired here with Teachers Union. First, it was the Oakland Teachers Union. I worked for them, and then I wound up working sort of on a part-time basis with city and county workers. It wasn't the union, the teachers union in San Francisco, but in Oakland. But in San Francisco, it was city county workers. And anyway, that's what I did for income. But then I quit that because I was more interested in, being part of a new day. That was a beautiful time for revolution, for social change. And I don't think it's talked about enough. And actually a lot of schools and folks seem to forget that even happened. Those years that they even existed. And there's still some people in prison now from those days and haven't gotten out. Michelle McGee and, there's a bunch of people, but then I actually got in the school district because there was I could get a job in the school district. They were advertising for teachers. You didn't have to have a credential. I never had a credential, but I was advertised, and I had a degree. I could become a teacher, even though I didn't have a teaching credential. I never taught, but it was something that opened up to me. And so I wound up teaching audio visual. I didn't even know how to turn on a movie thing. No, I really didn't. I didn't know anything. That's how stupid, excuse me, the school district was then. So, but I got a job. But here's the funny thing. Really, I was removed after I was at Denman, James Denman, for about a year.
I guess it was junior high then, right?
And so I was at Denman, and it was cool. It was cool because I had a good rapport with the kids. And, we did all kinds of cool things. At lunchtime, I'd go out and there was a grocery store there. We bought sandwiches, and I would have 4 or 5 kids off campus eating lunch on the same block. And it's a junior high school. We weren't supposed to leave the campus really, but it wasn't like it was today. But somehow they left the campus with me. We didn't go anywhere, but ate sandwiches and talked about what we're talking about, life,
Yeah.
And so the principal finally got sick of that and told me that I had to go, which was okay. I had to go because I had to try to be me the best I could, trying to empower the best I could these young men that were in junior high school. Wake up. It's time. There's people out here.
Yeah.
Stokely Carmichael is out here. Rap Brown is out here. You understand me? These people are out here. Eldridge Cleaver. I mean, people that even politically are not, you can throw Huey Newton.
Yeah.
but I can go now. You're getting me all in. No, now you woke me up, and so. But this is.
We love you, Jack.
But I also think too that when you speak on this, like I say, the woman that went across the bridge, she was another organizer, business agent for the union. This woman, Blanche Sessions, was an enormous woman, incredible with knowledge and love, and the internal. She was from the South. She was from New Orleans, and she was living in LA. And she taught me a lot because we worked together. And she really impressed me about, this civil rights and the whole time. And so many people in my life like that were just coming at me like that. And that was just, who I was and who I am. I don't know.
You ended up at Potrero Hill. I think it was middle school by then. I don't think, well, anyway, you ended up maybe, because you got there before me, right? And maybe it was junior high, because as I'm thinking, I'm listening to you, and spiritually, politically, social actively, we're the aligned planets, right? And I was listening to you, your principal, I was thinking you had to go. And I remember my first job was at Woodrow Wilson High School. I was very young, 22 years old, working with young people. And I led a walkout. And the kids are 17, 18, I'm 4 years older than them. And they got rid of me too. Us two castaways.
Can't do that.
Castaways who were just love the kids and want to do, I think the word that, it's funny, Jack, that people use the word woke. I can't stand that word, but consciousness is a different word. We wanted our young people to be conscious, right, of the bigger picture. And we paid for it, right? And it's just so serendipitously, Mr. Stell, I think I used the word right. We ended up at the same school, Potrero Hill. And I remember the year, I think it was either 80 or 81, that we ended up together. And I met this guy, and I think you were a para at that time, right? A para
well, that was it. I couldn't hold that job. So I was a para.
And it was a meeting made in. So what did you? Now we get to this true confessions. What did you think of me when I passed first cost? Because I want to say what I thought of you when I passed first cost. What do you think of I was Mr. Marshall then. What did you think of Doc when we first started working together?
Well, I didn't know your background, but I thought, it was a great role model for the students, but I also thought that maybe you were a little bourgeois. He asked me to say it.
Go ahead and say it, Jack.
And turnabout is fair play. I thought, who is this wild white man? That's exactly what I thought. It was this white man and he was always surrounded. You're always surrounded with these kids, and you just had this investment. You were invested in these young people, and the kids of color, black, brown, black kids in particular. And I was like, why? And I was trying to figure out why. What's his angle? What's his angle? And so, I'm teaching math, and he's out there with the kids, and we started talking, and I guess at some point he figured I wasn't as bourgeois as he thought I might have been. He can answer that question.
Well, I think a lot of people always and still do say why, and my answer to that is why not? I mean, what is the whole thing? I was angry, had a lot of anger, and I don't know. I spoke up a lot. I actually don't speak up as much now, but that's nothing to do with age. It's just a matter of I play it differently. But I mean, that's the way I think. But I mean, the fact of the matter is that I was angry. I speak up, speak out. I don't care. I really don't care what somebody thought, because I knew that even then, I had a job to do. And part of that was being part of a movement to empower people into their form of self-determination that will make this a better society, more equitable and more for real. And then, and found out along the way that through, again, a lot of different teachers, I'm thinking now, because Yvonne Golden is another person who was a militant woman that I got very close to at one point and was able to learn from her with a lot of knowledge. And the whole thing is, it just comes together. And, I'm not prepared, and it's tonight is different for me because I am just speaking on the subject because nobody ever asked anyway, these questions. But I mean, the thing is, I'm not, it's just who I am. And that's what it is. And I think it goes back to, this is who Doc is. This is who Lady Estelle is. This is who whomever's watching this tonight is. That's what, maybe a few other voyeurs in the crowd, but a lot of folks watching this right here, right now, that's who they are. We're together, we're standing, fighting a fight that, it's non-violent, but it's caught in this society, which, as we all know, is not healthy in many ways. But, it's just one life at a time. That's what it is, one life at a time. But I'm angry, and I'm still angry. And I'm still able to get up and say what I feel when I have to. And I'd like to tell a few systems off, and I do every day in my own way, like the school system and the probation department system and on and on.
You can imagine the conversations as these, I wouldn't say polar opposites, but opposites. I mean, look at me, look at Jack, black and white, I dress a certain way, and conversations we had at the school, because the common lens was the young people, right? And we were drawn easily, quickly, over our love and concern for the young people. And then we would just have these talks. We talk about this, talk about that, talk about the school system, talk about young people, so on and so forth. And he run kids my way, and I run kids his way. And one of the things Jack, I was always, not so much taught me, because I did it too, but how much he worked with the kids outside of their homes, right? So we had the kids at the middle school, and Jack was going to their house, and he would get the backstory, and I did some of that, but he was doing it all the time. And he would feed the backstory to me about this kid and that kid, this is what's going on, and it was just it was, and then if you can see, we just said, and then it became literally everyday conversation. Jack, correct me, you tell me, everyday conversations about the young people. And it was a great way to go to work every day, really. The anger, each of us, I think both of us now, Wayne, were that way, fueled the work. And and the system drove us both crazy. And I want you to tell it more, but one day we just decided, let's do something a little bit more, and that led to be, putting the Omega Boys Club together.
It's a different kind of a boys club. It was a club that was based on a combination of the academics in relationship to getting ready to go to college, and the gift that was really pushed and propelled by Dr. Marshall. Amazing story and an amazing, part of the work. but the other thing is I wanted to at the same time do that, but also wanted to make young revolutionaries out of people. And so they could fight the power. And, I would say that, that was sort of, a coming together, that there was a little difference maybe there, but it came together good. But, I was looking for revolutions. And you could make the argument that it really kind of hit home. It's again, a nonviolent situation, but at that time, but I wouldn't say that I've always been involved with nonviolent, but a lot of the people that came together with us at that time have been very successful in working with the community and working with young people, so they got the message, and I think that's great. Not exactly the way that I maybe wanted it, but that's irrelevant because it happened the way it was supposed to happen.
I mean, I think I like to say, and you've heard me say this, Jack and I have been together more than most people have been married, longer than most most marriages. And after 35 years, I definitely think that's true. Many partnerships, folks say partnerships, and I think we've been very fortunate that, even in any partnership, in any marriage, some people you figure out who's going to do what, right? Who's going to do what to support the family. And I figured out this is what I'm going to do. You figured out this is what you're going to do. And it's just been unbelievable. And you have, from beginning, your work in the community, in the jails, in the things that you really wanted to do. I said, do it, and this is things I want to do, and I'll do this and all this, and then we'll produce this wonderful, because we had the common goal of saving the young people. And it's been, pretty cool.
It's really one heck of a story, really.
It is. In the book, and I won't do it now, but we'll talk about because we're going to do this again, but us finally saying, okay, let's do it. We wrote out the cards, put out the postcards and sent it out to everybody, and it was going to be boys and it was going to be girls. But I remember that moment, and I will say this. Jack, tell your commitment story, and then we'll stop there, and we'll show another piece, and we'll get some people in to talk about their love for you. I said, let's do it. And I said, it's going to be a commitment.
Yeah, well, no, that is true. And at that time, and I have to give this to Doc, because at that time I was getting sick of the school district, and I don't know what my problem was, but I mean, I wasn't exactly doing all that I wanted to do. And I had actually contemplated leaving the school district. I don't know exactly what I was what I had in mind, but and Doc hit it hard about it. He said, we do something, but it's got to be a commitment. And I know what commitment is. And, but I was I wasn't sure I wanted to just commit myself to an idea that was great, but I don't know, like but I did say yes. and so this is it. This is it.
Like I said, that's too much. That sounds so much like a marriage. It's ridiculous. Just say yes.
It's that word commitment. Commitment. Like, oh my goodness, what does that mean? But you did it. And guess what? We are glad you did. We are so glad you did.
Thanks for sharing a little bit of your the shadow story. Jack, I knew some got learned some more tonight. I didn't know. I tell you what, we're gonna take a break, and Ann's gonna show some footage of Jack doing his thing. In fact, I think this footage is here at the club because for 35 years we've had these meetings on Tuesday night, or almost 35 years. We had meetings sometimes, mostly Tuesday. We've had them on Thursday too. And you lead off all the meetings, and you've been leading them off forever, and you will lead off, our family meeting this Tuesday night. And she's gonna show something, and I'm gonna bring in some folks who want to say hi to you, okay? Okay.
It's a blessing you're sitting here. Some of you know what it is. Dr. Marshall is talking about what it is. Andre talking about what was Mr. Akins, Dr. Wise. But you're going to just have to have it sink in. You got to come regularly, as you know, every week, because this is not a game. You understand? But you're blessed. You're blessed to be part of this. All the people on this wall graduated from college, came from the same places you came from. Half of them were told they never could go to school, never could go to college. Some of them were special ed. You feel me? Special ed. Something wrong with you? Special ed. Excuse me. Anybody believes in special ed? I'm sorry. Only special ed I know of is for kings and queens, princes and princesses, princesses and princes. Only special ed I know is gifted. Sometimes we're told we're something other than what we are. So if that fits, understand you can overcome whatever. All the people on this wall, I say, come from where you come from. It's only just a piece, just a little bit of what we do. You understand me? Personally, I work in the jails, the prisons. I do my work like that. You understand me? Support all we can right here. This is a beautiful thing because this will take you such a long way. Be prepared for real. Know your anger, your fear, your pain. What holds you back? What holds you back? There's something always that's holding us back in, this land that we live in. So I'm just saying, I get up here, I can talk. I'm not going to keep on. I'm just going to talk for a couple of minutes. You can always talk to me. You can always talk to me. I'm around every Tuesday. You can always talk to me. Somebody got some issue or struggling with something. You mentioned your anger, your fear, your pain, you're struggling. You got some friends you don't know what to do with. You understand me? You can always talk to me. And you can always talk to many of the people that come around here. So it's a safe place. 32 years, it's a safe place. Never had a fight. We've had hundreds and thousands. Actually, honestly, truthfully, it doesn't sound right. We've got thousands of people come through here. I want to just say that it's real. If you're going to play and if you feel like it's a game and if you're here to look at somebody or make a relationship with somebody here, this is not why you're here. It's not a club. It's not a social. It's a part of the family, but it's a serious part of the family. So if you're going to go into college, you got Miss Gray, you got, other folks, JJ, people working with you, it's a blessing. That's why I said, it's a blessing that you're here. It's a blessing. And you soon figure that out. That, damn, it is a blessing. Somehow I'm here, and there's a reason you're here, and the reason you're here is a blessing. Let me just finish with this. There's 3 words I talk about that you will find out a whole lot about, the definition of these 3 words when you sit here a while. 3 words. I think they're the 3 hardest words, the 3 most understood words, 3 words that folks don't really understand. And we're expected to understand them. Simple words, easy words, and most folks say, of course I know what that means. Do you really? Do you really? In fact, I'm going to add a 4th word. Word number 1 is freedom. Freedom. Freeing your dome. Freedom beginning on the inside. You really feel freedom? See, I say that a lot in the jails and the prisons about freedom. You always talk about, I just get out, I'll be free. No, you won't. See what I'm saying? You go to college, you'll be free. No, you won't. You got to know your own self. You got to know your own true self. You have to discover the greatness in yourself. That's freedom. 2nd word is knowledge. What's knowledge? Knowledge is here. Knowledge is here. Knowledge is where you're going if you want to go there. Knowledge is feeling good about yourself, knowing yourself, understanding yourself. Knowledge. Word number 3 is God. Everybody always says, yeah, I believe in God. See, I don't even do that because a bunch of people, you know, be faking it. I said, how many of you in here believe in God? I'm not going to do it though, but I'm just saying, you're all going to raise your hand, and then I'll say, well, half of you just whooping them. You believe in God, you don't even know what God, the concept of God. God is God, and that's what you feel is the spiritual strength and the spiritual power within you that walk alongside of you, that blesses you to even get up today, be here today. God is important. You got to define it. You got to define it. You have to define God by any name. God, the spirit of life. The fourth word is the other word we just know we know. Do you really know the definition of the word love? You really know what love is? For real, for real, for real. Love is feeling good about yourself. Love is knowing yourself. You were eagles, female and male eagles. No Tweety birds here. No Tweety birds here. No one.
I gotta ask you, how does it feel watching yourself? You know, when you do it, right? But how does it feel watching yourself? Yeah, saying all that. Have you ever had to watch yourself do it?
Well, no, but I mean, that's, yeah, I mean, I didn't really think that was great. You know, what I said was okay. In fact, I don't know where I got all that from. I don't remember. When I said 3 words, I couldn't even count right because there were 4. So that was pretty stupid, kind of lame, I would say. But they were listening. And somehow I know that I'm able to keep an audience together. I have that gift. And yeah, I don't know, looking at myself do it. I don't know. That last one felt a little, I never saw that before. So I don't know. I think it could have been better. And I was keeping it real though. Where the hell is Corey? Did Corey get me in all of this, or Jermaine got me in all this mess? Anyway, okay.
We got some folks here who are joining, and a couple of folks I haven't shown here. I don't know where they are, and I might just text a few others and ask them to jump in too, because a couple of people couldn't make it. But before I just leave you speaking, one of the, you know, some of the folks here have actually done it, you know, going inside the jails, you know, going to San Quentin, obviously going to juvenile hall because you've been going there forever. But, you know, and what you said there isn't much different than what you say when, you know, when you're at Quentin or when you're at Bruno. I'm going to come back and ask you how that part started, because you've always wanted to do that. I'll come back to that, but let's let some of these folks here. I got folks who are on the East Coast, folks who are up late at night, and some of the folks who aren't feeling well. And one I hope to be here. She said she wasn't feeling well either. So let me start with the one in the dark down there. I think that's her. She's in Talladega, Mississippi, right? And it's either 11 o'clock down there or 12 o'clock. I don't know if that's East Coast or West Coast. I mean, Eastern time or Central time. But Nisi, you there?
It's Nisi over there.
I see I saw his name, but I'm figuring that's Nisi.
I am here. I just gotta figure out. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can't see you.
Okay, wait. I'm trying to fix the camera. Hi, Jack.
Hi.
You muted yourself. Take yourself off mute, baby.
You gotta unmute, baby.
Unmute and video on.
There she is.
I'm in Atlanta now. I left Elijah in Alabama, Talladega. Hello, everyone.
She took her son, who is now back at
He's
Talladega.
Yeah, that's right.
Took him back to school, packed his stuff for the second semester, and And she said, but I want to say something about Jack. I want to say something. And it's late and got a hair tie. I don't know what she got on. Tied up.
No, I got my regular hair. It's just cut off again.
But you know, what do you want to say about this man? You see, what do you want to say about him?
I want to greet everybody first and say Happy New Year's to everyone, and this is gonna be a great year, despite what it feels like and what's going on. We're gonna all get through this, and it's all gonna be great. And Jack, Jack, you already know, Pops, I love you.
Yeah.
I love you so much. And as far as I can remember when I first met you, you've been supporting me and being there for me. Like, I mean, Jack was even a parent that came up to the school when I was in high school and got in trouble to help me get out of trouble and advocate for me. And 30 years later, at my children's graduation, you know, their father was deceased, and just always been there for so many of us, not just me, but like down and dirty been there, like not when things was going fly, but when, you know, I was in trouble for fighting at school. Jack would be, I'm coming there, I got you. And just I love you so much. You've always kept your word. You've always been there, and you love all of us just because. No special reason, no judgment, you know, for the good of us, for our shortcomings. Like when I was in college, you would send me money. I mean, it was just no end to you. Even our lunch dates and our times we spend in the corner talking, when, you know, we should be paying attention, we in our own zone, laughing and talking and enjoying each other. And I just want you to know that you are phenomenal. And, you know, I'm so grateful to have had you in my life and to still have you in my life as a 50-year-old woman. Like, like I'm honored, and I don't have a whole lot of more words to say, but that I love you so very much, and you are so important to me. And I'm glad that I've, you know, was blessed in this lifetime to share time and space with you. And thank you for all you've done for me.
I love you, Nisi. Thank you for that. Love you.
A million.
But I didn't love you that day we went to lunch with Yolanda, and we waited 2 hours to get into the place.
Right.
I was no, but
it was good though.
Yeah, I know it was. That's what I was told because I left. You know, but you know I love you, Nisi. So it's.
Yes, I do know you do. I love you too so very much.
Thanks, baby. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
You got it. It's only one Jack. Mallory,
Right.
I know you're not feeling well, so let me get you in here, baby girl. And
let me mute this thing.
I was not gonna miss this for Jack. I wanna do something a little different. I'm going to start off with the scripture. And the scripture is Psalms 34 and 8. Psalms 34 and 8. And it says, "Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man that trusts in him." And that speaks to me when I think about Jack because of who he is. And Jack, I know you said that the things you were saying, you don't know where they came from. And, you know, you said 3 words, but you end up saying 4, or you said the number, but that's because the Spirit of God leads you. And when you speak, it's things that individuals need to hear. And the words, they're encouraging and empowering. And the Spirit just leads you in a way with, you know, someone in where what you say hits everybody where they need to be. So it meets them where they are, regardless to if they are alumni or a new collegiate. The words that God placed in you to speak, it just touches everyone. So that's why you will say, I'm gonna give you 3 words and end up giving 4. But just appreciating you, saluting you, hats off to you. Definitely appreciate all that you bring to Omega, all that you are. And I just want to acknowledge, I want to represent for the Brewsters. I know that Cenis, my baby brother, continuously, he gets into a cycle. And I think that there's many people that get into these cycles and you never give up. You continue to go up there, you continue to feed them with spiritual, just inspiring them and encouraging them. And that is definitely appreciated. So for that, I'm truly grateful. I know many of us are grateful because when you speak, sometimes it's things that we may know, but the reminder that you come, you be right on time with things. So, love you so, so, so very much. Happy birthday. I'm glad we're just acknowledging you. And I'll share this really quick. It's interesting how things come full circle. I was born and lived in Potrero Hills until I was about 6. And I remember seeing you at the neighborhood house. We called it the Nave, but I remember seeing you and Marsha there, and you guys were walking around and doing things. I'm a little girl, didn't know. But now to come to Omega and see the different things that you're doing, it's interesting how God will allow you to get a glimpse of something, and eventually in life, it'll connect full circle. So thank you. God bless you. And may God continue to keep you and strengthen you. Love you much, Jack.
I appreciate you very much. Thank you, Mallory. I appreciate you.
Gennaro.
What's up with Dr. Marshall? How you doing, Jack?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Trying to figure out how to handle all this.
There's nothing wrong with it, man.
Right. Tell him. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it, Jack. You deserve every bit of it, man. All of it. And I just always remember Jack and seeing him leading the prayer. And I know I came in a little bit late, but I just remember that I was like, man, we in here praying. Okay, I must be in the right place then. Because back then when I was I'd already finished high school, I'd already went to college, and you guys were like, you're going back to college. And I was like, no, I'm not going back to college. I'd already messed up at Southern University. And I remember you guys kept trying to encourage me, and Jack would always tell me something about Spike Lee. And I would be like, man, I don't know if I could do the Spike Lee thing, but I really respect Spike Lee for what all he's done like that. And I respect Jack, but I was like, man, I'm not Spike Lee, but I know I like film and I like what's going on with film, and I want to do it at the Academy of Art. And he just kept saying, are you doing that thing, man, with the Spike Lee thing, And I'd be like, yeah, but now I'm doing the longshoreman stuff. And and I've been working as a longshoreman for a while now. And I just always respect Jack for encouraging me and then always praying. And then when he was praying, it was real, because it was always a moment where it's like it brought everything that we were discussing into this huddle, and we had a circle, and it was real, and everybody was in there, and we was joining hands, or at the time when there was no COVID and stuff like that. And we were just able to just pray and then reflect. And he always say, think back or look back, and he have all these words of wisdom that comes out of his mouth, and you're just like, and then he just so calm and always in the little corner over there in the room and not really saying much until that time. But it was like, you wonder if he's paying attention. It's like he knows everything that's going on. He knows everything, and he knows about you and you. And I'm thinking, he doesn't even know me. I'm just in here. Nobody knows what I'm going through or and then he comes up to you and talks to you, and then he tells you about yourself, and you be like, wow. That's Jack, you are an amazing man. And I think you deserve all the celebration that you're getting. And I hope that you enjoy all the celebration that you're going to have in life and keep on celebrating in life. And I like what you said earlier about how Betty White kept going and she kept doing stuff. That's real. You always doing something. You always going. I mean, I haven't been up to juvenile hall yet, but I hear all of the stories and all of the people that would come through the club that would tell about what Jack did in juvenile hall. You'd be like, man, he's serious. He does not play around. But I don't want to be long-winded because I know I could go in circles saying the same stuff. But I just really respect Jack, and I respect everybody at Omega because there's been moments in my life where I've been put in a situation and I had to think about you guys, and I had to think about my freedom, staying alive and free, and being alive and free is real. Yeah. And keep going on and keep that going on. And you guys do a wonderful job, and I respect everything that you've done. I remember when we was putting together that thing for Oprah Winfrey and stuff like that. That was respectable at the time too. I couldn't make it to the final thing where you guys shot something with Oprah Winfrey cast, but me and Zach, I know we had helped put some stuff together for to even enter that contest to win that. And I just always know that Omega has always kept the light on.
Yeah.
The light is always on.
That's right.
And Jack said, the light's gonna be on.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I know the light's still on, and I respect it. Even in this period of COVID, the light is still on. I still tune in and look at these different things on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. All this technology, thanks to Ann. But Jack, I respect you, and happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday and much respect.
Everybody know it's your birthday, man. It's Omega birthday and your birthday. I didn't tell them the day you was born. I just told them you had a birthday in December.
But that's great. I appreciate it, Gennaro. And I mean, you're a great longshoreman, and you'd be a great filmmaker. And you're a pretty great person. I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
And Angelica.
Good evening, everyone. My name's Angelica, and I want to say the first time I recall seeing Jack was when I was attending Potrero Hill Middle School. I'm walking through the hall like, who is this white guy with this long dreadlock and this purple coat? And it wasn't until I actually, I would see him, not every day, but on occasion, and I figured he was up there when some kid got in trouble. But it wasn't until I came to Omega and I was like, oh my gosh, that's that guy I used to see at Potrero Hill. And so I always noticed that, like Gennaro said, Jack would always be in the corner. He wouldn't say too much. He was just always very observant. And just like Gennaro said, you didn't think that he knew you or your story, but sure enough, yes, he did, and I've always had a deep, appreciation and reverence for Jack because he listens, he listens. Like I said, he may not say too much, but he definitely listens, and he's genuine and authentic. One thing that has always stuck with me that Jack has always uttered in the classroom is, nah, I don't feel you, and so I have carried that with me. That has really empowered me to exercise my throat chakra, especially at work and other settings. I'm like, actually, I don't feel you, and here's why. So, and in my line of work, I've worked with, young people and adults, and I can't tell you, there has been like countless times where both young people and adults I've encountered, and they've always spoken very highly of Jack. I mean, I'm talking about random people I've worked with, people I don't know, and a lot of them always remember how Jack has advocated for them like either at juvenile hall or in another form, and that has always stuck with him. And as they affectionately like to call it, he's a real one. And so, and it shows, and Jack, I love you. Happy birthday. And thank you for being you and all that you do and continue to do.
You're great. You're great. Thank you so much. You're great, Angelica. You are great.
T-Top. Terrence answer.
Yo, what's up, Jack?
What's up, old man?
What's popping, Capricorn? My Capricorn brother.
What's up, old man?
Hey, I just want to, I gotta say, man, when there was a lack of positive role models and father figures, in my era coming up, in the 80s, in the streets, early 90s, man, Jack was always there, keeping it real, giving you the pep talks, the strong talks. And some of my biggest memories is I used to take to the Omegas, and always worrying about the other side and the dangers of the drama, the gangster. And Jack would give me a ride home in that station wagon. Every time. And didn't nobody mess with us.
That's right.
Didn't nobody follow the station wagon. As soon as you get in the station wagon, it's like you in the force field. You protected, So, you rolling with the Godfather. That's the Godfather right there, man. I love you, Jack. You encourage me develop into the man I am today. And, just keep doing what you're doing. Keep moving. I always run into you by the lake, juvenile. I'm always running into you.
Yeah.
Top, I gotta say this, man. I was gonna eventually say this. Jack could drive through any hood, man. Any hood, anywhere, and get love. I mean, and he white, but nobody was like, that's Jack, right? That's Jack. In fact, Jack is like a rock. You can go places, and Jack is like a rock star. I mean, we be going to lunch. Hey, Jack, can we run Jack? Man, I was like, I ain't never seen nothing like that. Never. And I can understand, wait a minute, you being in the force field, because when you with Jack, going through Sunnydale and going through it, anywhere, it's Jack, right? And it's like, it's just amazing to see. Now, you get to have all that. And it's just, I have to say that, because you've seen it. Top, you've seen it, Jermaine, you've seen it. It's just amazing, the love that he gets from the people.
I don't think I can get too far in Chicago. I don't think I can get too far in Chicago.
They figure you out quick.
Actually, I had a story one time in Wilmington, Delaware. We got lost. It was a probation. We were visiting some kids back. Another story, but this probation officer was a friend of mine, was driving a rent-a-car, and we got lost in the hood back in Wilmington, Delaware. Well, Wilmington, Delaware has a nice hood. I don't know, people think that that's some kind of rich white, that's there too, but they got a hood. And I told him, now you just pull over here, because in the summertime, everybody out on the street and all kinds of, I said, just pull over here and we'll figure it out. Somebody will tell us. He said, they don't know you here. You're out of your mind. They don't know who you are here. And then that was funny at the time. But listen, T-Top, I want to just say, though, that in your behalf, besides you don't answer your phone calls too often, but aside from that, I want to just say that for the whole, everybody here in the fam, that you started coming up to juvenile hall, and just out of nowhere you came, and like I always have issues, like I don't know what kind of message I know where you're coming from, but I'm not sure that we have other people talking, but anyway, you just came in and gave great messages right from the heart. You were wonderful doing that, and just giving back, something you didn't have to do at all. So that's great. And so I appreciate that. And what you owe, like Doc always says, what you owe. So you're doing things, other things as well as, so you're working in the community and giving back and what you owe. So go ahead on.
Oh yeah, for sure, Jack. You know, I had good teachers.
That's right.
So, you know, appreciate that. Jack,
Yeah.
love you, Jack.
You're the best, T.
Yes, yes. Dana.
Hey, everybody. Excuse my voice. How's
Hey.
everybody doing for the New Year's? You looking good, Jack, even if this is on the side. Ooh.
You like that, huh?
What I want to say first and foremost is not just happy birthday, but happy, like, thank you for being such a great life giver. You know what I mean? You, on so many occasions, the things that I remember, you would say, no, how you really feeling? For real, for real, for real, for real. You would ask it multiple times to make sure like people did a check-in with themselves and not try to cover up a lot of the things that they might be going through at the time. Because even though I don't know if you realized, Jack, you have gone through so many transformations. And it's kind of inspiring because at first, a lot of people said that they felt that, you know, you kind of got them. I don't know if he was there when we first started our journey, but I definitely know now when we put in the time and the work to talk to each other, Jack, you are a person who listens. And I'm humbled by that. That teaches me how to take a break, take a pause. You came in hot when I was younger. You was ready to just like, you know, try to just break down everybody's walls. And some people weren't ready, including myself. I wasn't ready to be real. So throughout these years, you've really coached so many people to just drop whatever they think is most prevalent in their life and take a bigger scope of what's going on, not just in our city, San Francisco, but the whole entire world. You kept us up on Ramadan, you kept us on Buddhism, you kept us on a lot of different religions to just take a note that everybody's going through something different in their lives. To not be like a Tweety bird, fly with the eagles. To make sure that we're not just chill or we're just cool because that's the temperature of a body in a morgue. To really express ourselves in the best forms that we know, because you guys have taught us this. You expect excellence from us. And when we don't meet that, you're going to ride us and making sure that you know that there's people who care about you, that know you are great inside and out. But we have to be the people who are accountable for that. You are a consistent pillar in all of our lives. You don't know what a break is. You don't know what a day off is, because you know that that's that moment when someone might need some help. And you're there consistently driving, pushing to make sure we all have a space to grow. And I love you so much because Jack, like, father figures, grandfather figures, all of those things, those are so so essential to see men speak on their word and stand on it. You ain't for the play, you ain't for the fake. And I love you so much. And I'm so happy it's your 80th birthday. I'm so joyous that we get to have you around and get to still make jokes, and you could just come in and be like, oh, y'all ain't doing nothing. And we're just like, Jack, come on, give us a break. No, but again, seeing that soft side of you is what I needed. And I think we both helped each other out in those moments. Like, you could be soft with me, Jack, because I'm just a little squishy bug. And I know you're a squishy bug on the inside too. I love you so much.
Jack. Yeah, I don't know.
You stand 10 toes down. You hard. You a bad mamma jamma. You a bad mamma jamma. I ain't taking nothing from you. I'm just making sure you realize too that you are just a soft, wonderful, lovable, sweet, kind, patient human being. And I'm blessed. We are all blessed to have you on this earth and get to learn, get your wisdom, soak up your knowledge, take some time to talk to you, because it's always going to be funny. And you got the best jokes out of everybody, always at the barbecues, benefactors, when we sitting around talking, like you in the back, talking like this person don't know what they talking about. And we all bust out cracking out in the back.
Too much information.
He wants to say something, Dana.
No, I mean, you know what? I mean, what I really want to say is you hella real, you hella beautiful, and you hella cool. And coming out of Spelman, you deserve some kind of a huge award or prize or something, because you something else. You've seen both sides, and you know what's up. You know what's up.
That's what's real. That's what's real.
Thank you, Dana.
Thank you. Thank you. I love you guys. Love you, Jack. Love you, Doc. Love you, Mrs. Dale. Love you, everybody. One love.
Hey, get well. Stay safe.
Thank you. Thank you.
Khalid Alahi.
Wow. Wow. I mean, Dana said everything. She took everything that I wanted to say. But to be honest and real, you know, I'm a grown man, and it almost choked me up to tears of joy, because coming from where I come from, I grew up in an all-Black neighborhood. My parents was Black Muslims. We didn't trust absolutely no person that wasn't Black, and they were suspect. You know, I grew up in the 70s. I've seen a whole lot of stuff, so I was brainwashed to think that all whites was you know, chaotic, dangerous. So that stayed with me throughout in my subconscious. When I got arrested, it was from a white person. I didn't address the fact that it was my actions, but it was a white person. So by the time when we came to Omega, me and my brother, I will never forget it. I came because of Doc. And I'm sitting in there, and I was like, yeah, this might not be my cup of tea. I see this white guy in this purple coat. I said, I don't know what he talking about, what he doing. He looking at me, I'm looking at him. He just, you know, we the newest guys in there. I wonder, what is he gonna do with these, what is he even doing in here talking to, what is he, here we go, you know? You know, so we sitting in there, and I said, I hope this be an open and shut case. And the first thing I never forget, Jack got on the mic. The first thing, and I'm gonna do it in the different, I'm gonna get in my Jack voice. He said, who are you though? No, for real, who are you though? Really? You know, you live with mom or grandma and grandpa, and you know, they take care of you, you know, and you're down there, you know, hanging with the Tweety birds, you know. He said, and you know, Boo-Boo dies on the block, and then you throw on rest in peace Boo-Boo on your shirt, you know. You don't put grandma or grandpa, but then come to find out, Boo-Boo didn't even know you. And when he said that, it might not mean nothing to nobody else, but that locked me in. I said, this guy is for real. I wanted to hear what next was gonna come out of him. And every time it's genuine, it's powerful. Just like when you just said freedom, free your dome. The way you do it like that. And if you could change somebody like me, and I'm talking about, I walked through San Quentin. I went to Bruno with him, magic. I went to San Quentin, walked past the cells that I live in, that I roamed in San Quentin. Well, and we was in there as inmates, not as like we was on the yard wiggling through. All you heard, Jack, 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 Jack. I could not believe it. But then I started believing it. I know when I was with a real one. And then Omega's taught, family is who you make it. Right then and there, you knocked everybody that I considered in my blood, my uncles and nothing. I don't have none of that. You my family. In my household right now, you don't know nobody in this house, Jack. They know you. I talk about you all the time. A guy told me one time, he said, I was locked up with him. He was my cellie, and he didn't never get no mail. And I used to say, Mr. Williams, why you don't, trip off, you don't get no mail? He said, well, I got ESP. They think good thoughts of me, them, and I think good thoughts of them, and they think good thoughts of me. And he said, long as one of us love each other, that's all you need. So I love you, Jack, because for what you have done for me, coming from I was getting it through Dr. Marshall, through Miss Norris, even through Mrs. Steele. But you and Dr. Marshall was just tag teaming my intellect, tag teaming my brain towards you ripped through all the poison inside my thinking. And this is, it's you and Doc's creation right here, the new me. And I've been this new guy since like 2001, you know, seeing so clearly, understanding what an eagle is, understanding what freeing your mind really is, understanding what a punk is. And then that day you broke down what a punk was, a device to light fireworks. And I just could not effing believe it. I just couldn't, I had to look it up right away. I mean, broke me down just so cold. It never been done like that. No teachers. I went through all the juveniles, high school, all element, no teacher, nobody ever have gotten through me so fast like you, Jack. You special. You like jazz to me. You like an instrument. It's like two people come to mind. John Coltrane, between me and you is a love supreme. If you needed a kidney, you got it without me even blinking, without me even thinking if I was your match. I just would have to die throughout the surgery while the surgery is going. We'll deal with that later. You got it.
Lord, go ahead. Go ahead.
And then it's just like Najee or something. You like an instrument that when it's played, a horn. I love that sax. You like a beautiful sax. And to say what I just heard playing when I came on is what I needed today. I needed to hear that again. I can't wait to go back and play it again because that's what I need, man. That's what saved my life. That saved me. And I just could go on and on and on and on, man, but you mean so much to me. It's just, I would disrespect words to try to put them all because you're the zenith of my appreciation, man. You're the zenith of that. You way, way out there, man. I appreciate you so much, Jack. I was on the road. I'm gonna leave it at this. When I was on the road driving, I don't know if I was in Alabama. It was terrible. The rain was coming down hard, and the phone rung. And I answered the phone. It was you and Doc. Man, do you know how much that helped me? How much that made me feel? I felt like King Kong, man. So thank you from the balcony of my brain to the bottom of my heart, Jack. Man, happy birthday. You are amazing.
God bless you. Yeah, God bless you, and I love you, and I thank you so much. I do. Thank you.
We're up against the clock. So I'm gonna have to ask the last two. I want to get y'all in, but we up against it. So I got Amanda and then Jermaine. So Amanda, it's gonna be hard to put Amanda on the clock, but I have to. Amanda, your turn. Amanda?
I don't see her.
Where are you? 5, 4, well, I'll text her. Okay, Jermaine, then it's you.
Happy birthday, Wizard. Love you, man. I love you, man. I mean, it's so much. It's so, yeah, I'll try to keep it short because it's so much, man. We got so much history in so many years. And I just want to thank you, man, for always being there for me and support me and having my back. And even the times where we would get into it and be arguing and stuff like that, you would still take me home. And one of my biggest wishes when I was younger was like, man, I always wish that I could like go through the neighborhoods, through the city like you do. You know what I'm saying? And like it was said earlier, you know what I'm saying, tonight, whenever anybody was with you, there was not an issue, there was not a problem, and you knew you was safe. You know what I'm saying? And you got the most respect in the world out of everybody, And that used to always trip me out. I'd be like, man, I'm like, hold on, dude, I'm in Sunnydale right now, and it ain't cool like that, but I'm with Jack, so it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm in Fillmore right now. It ain't cool like that, but I'm with Jack, so it's cool, you know? And I really appreciate, you know what I'm saying? You know, I could be a hard head sometimes and stuff like that, but you always, man, you would always stand there with me, man. And when y'all came up to the school and took me out of school because of the stuff I was going through, you know what I'm saying? That really meant so much to me. And it touched me so much. And a lot of times, you know, throughout the years, I'll be working with people and they be like, well, why are you doing this for this young person? Or why are you doing that for that young person? I'll be like, because that's what my fathers taught me. You know, that's how they raised me. They went out their way for me. So I got to give it back and I got to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I was so blessed to, you know, be in the early days and, you know, we really got to know each other like that. And for y'all to, you know, help me get out to college and everything. My number one promise was when, you know what I'm saying, when I'm done here, I'm coming back home and I'm giving back to the community, just like y'all gave to me and everybody else. And like Niecy said earlier, you know what I'm saying? It ain't just one or two of us. Y'all did that for everybody. And y'all always been there for us, you know what I'm saying, for day one. And so going up to Juvenile, going up to Quentin, going up to Bruno, going wherever, going to the churches, going to the schools. I mean, how many people did did Omega pick up just by going out, touching the community? And you know what I'm saying? Y'all keeping it real like that. And so I'll just, man, you know, I love you all my heart. You know, I'm gonna be there for you. If you need anything, all you got to do is call me. And one thing we definitely do got to do is go out and get some kiwis to celebrate your birthday, bro.
We ride together, man. We ride together.
Always. We for life. We for life. Ain't nothing never gonna stop that. We all for life. This family for life. Ain't nothing never gonna stop that.
Mm-hmm. And I promise I won't bring up that evening that you went out, you know, no, I won't go into that one.
There you go. Yeah, stop. Just stop.
It's all love, Jay. All love, Jay, you know.
Thank you, Jermaine. Amanda, can you get in? But I got.
I'm here. I've been here the whole time, and I'm sorry. Oh my God, we don't have enough time, and I don't want no old time. Oh my God, like you don't even understand. Dear Jack, let me just tell you, thank you for being a friend. You travel around the world and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if we threw a party, inviting everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift will be from me, and the card attached will say, thank you for being a friend. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, like I've been in tears this whole time, let me just tell you.
That was great.
Jack, I love you so much. I know I don't have a lot of time, but let me just tell you how much I love you and thank you for being who you are. You know, I know it takes a team to build who we are and all of these things, but you have played a major part in that team that has brought me to this point. You know what I mean? Like you have been so, like everybody said, so real, so authentic. Just you know what I mean? And that's rare, you know what I mean? So I just appreciate everything you are, just always, you know, I could go on, you know me, like I could go on and on and on, but I just really thank you so much. Like I've been trying to hold it together in this moment because I already knew this.
Thank you, Amanda.
I want to thank you, Amanda, for laughing at
Amanda,
my
you hit the
joke.
mute. There you go.
I'm here. Oh my God. So let me just tell you, thank you again so much for just being you. And I want to say one thing real quick. I remember how you used to, pray as a growing up in a Christian church, like you used to pray about to the universe and da 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 da. And I'm like, I don't know. We don't really do that where we come from. You feel me? So like, but now that my son is into the universe and the stars and the planets and everything, it has made me realize how big God is. You know what I mean? Because like when you realize how big the universe is, like we only see a small spectrum of it, and you have allowed me to open my eyes a little bit. Like I know nothing's perfect and I'm still working at who I am and becoming and all of that stuff, but I thank God for you because you have been so just you. You know what I mean? And that's rare for people to be who they are, and I just appreciate all that you are. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to share time and space with you. My children are calling me. It's never ending. I'm a mom now. But anyway.
Amanda, thank you.
It's always mom.
So
but
we gonna have to
nevertheless,
let Jack talk
thank
back.
you, Jack, so much. Thank you. Happy birthday. I love you. Love y'all all.
I love
you already know it.
I love your creative
I
know, greatness. I love your creative greatness, Amanda.
Listen, let me say this because we're up against it. Jack,
I love you so much.
Hold on, man. We gotta keep going. Hold on.
I know.
I don't know if it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. We almost lost Jack. I think most of us know that, right? He ended up in the hospital. It was weird because we haven't had a meeting in 34 and a half years without Jack, right? So a couple times he's gone back east. He went to Glen Mills, and I've been just about at every family meeting unless I'm out of town. But Jack has always started the family meeting, always, right? It was, Jack and then coach. So it was so weird. And one of the things we did, we got, I wasn't gonna start the meeting, so I got an alumni, either it was Corey or Dre, somebody start the meeting in your place, right? I wanted to keep the order of things, and they were the Jack for that day. But Jack, to the hospital. Mrs. Stell went to the hospital. Lavin showed up at the hospital, and it was just like, oh, Jack been here. Jack, no, let's come on, Jack. And it was like prayed, and we come back to you weren't at the club, and we say the prayer the same way as somebody said the prayer. We prayed for Jack, and our prayers were answered. And remember the day you walked back into the meeting, it was like, yeah. God gave us more time with you, and it's not just that this is the 35th, birthday of the club, but I think I don't think we don't appreciate people. We don't celebrate the people while they're with us enough. We just don't. I mean, we just don't. We don't give them their flowers. We should be giving them their flowers every day. I know one of the things you always say whenever these Mother's Day, Thanksgiving days come up, Mother's Day, you say every day is the day of Thanksgiving. Every day is Mother's Day. Every day is Father's Day. And, you've always approached life like that. And so, I'm just glad that the creator said, now, he's coming back.
Period. He has to. His job is not done. Sorry, I'm just.
Amanda, let me finish, please. So, one of the things we did while you were gone is, I said, look, everybody, come on, let's come. We all know the coachisms, right? The wonderful things that Coach Wilbur Jiggers has left us with that we have added to what works, and all of those in that part of our life. Well, and I think I shared this with you before. I had the kids at the club come up with the Jackisms. So obviously I wrote them down. So which one of these do you? I'll read the Jackisms, right? chilling. Why you chilling? I didn't ask you for your temperature. I asked you how you are feeling. Take a checkup from the, fill it in somebody. From
Neck
the
up.
neck up. Take a checkup. You better check yourself before you, let me hear.
Wreck yourself.
Or you'll be by yourself. Real talk. Keep it real. What are you afraid of? What's really going on? Who you hanging with? Tweety birds fly with
eagles.
Birds. Eagles fly with eagles. If you're hurting and you need somebody to talk to, I think you say this every week. If you're hurting and need somebody to talk to, don't leave here tonight before talking to someone. I love this one. I think you say this one every week too. I know you're looking good on the outside, but how you feeling on the inside? Deal with your anger, fear, and pain. And maybe you're the definitive Jackism. Never give up. Never give up. Never give up.
It's real.
Never give up. You know, it's funny. When we started this thing, I had you pause on the word commitment. I don't know of anybody more committed than you. In fact, if there were two words I would be to describe you, would be serious and committed. In fact, I was watching that clip. It's all business and all serious. Not that you don't joke and all that, but when it comes to this, you're serious about life. You're serious about freedom. You're serious about revolution. And, you know, I don't know anybody more committed than you. So thank you. Thank you from all of us. I love you. We love you. And this ain't the last time you're doing this, and I didn't reveal any secrets, too many secrets. I still don't know where Jack lives, and he don't know where I live. So we ain't nobody telling all that. Okay. You got the floor, sir.
No, it's love all you guys. Really, this was kind of a surprise. Well, it was a surprise. I mean, totally a surprise. And I appreciate it. I really do. It's hard for me sometimes to hear this, you know, and I need to hear it, and I appreciate it. And the work goes on tomorrow for all of us. Together we stand, divided we fall. This is family. You understand me? So it's all good. It's all love. And, you know, when we look back on it, I think there is a great story here about Doc and myself that needs to be brought out. And I love Lady Estelle. You know, it's one of the few times ever that she's been listening and hasn't said anything. And just the fact that her presence always is so important to the strength and the inner power of this family. And, you know, so I thank you all. I don't know what else to say. I love you. And together again, we're going to change things. Because what you know, you own. So, you know, if somebody hasn't been doing anything, you all look like you have been. You hear me? I'm not talking, but if somebody hasn't, hey, feel guilty about it. I'm talking directly to you. Get out there tomorrow and register somebody to vote. I don't know. Make sure somebody has a mask on, whatever you're going to do, but just understand it's all about the spirit. And I thank, you know, Mallory for putting that out there, because it's all spiritual.
Lady E.
So before we go, thank you, Jack. You have a way of making sure everybody feels like they are special, like they are loved. You hear us, you see us, you feel us, you've got time for us. And just like the light that we say is always on, Jack, you are that light. Who always has something to say. See, my heart is full because you didn't have to talk about me, but you did. And I just thank you for the love. Because see, for you, we live in a world of deficit, But for you, ain't no deficit. It's enough. You've got enough time. You got enough love. You got enough heart that's big enough for everybody to fit into it. And you make sure that we do. What a gift you are. Yes, yes. Without you, not even gonna think about it. But with you, it's wonderful. It's perfect. It is just the way God wants it to be. You continue to be a gift for us, and we love you. I love you dearly, and I'm so grateful for you. And I'm so lucky and blessed to have the opportunity. See, I want y'all to know that Jack would call me up, and sometimes I answer. Sometimes I can't get to it. But when I get that phone call and I see Jack, oh my goodness, you know, I'm the lucky one. We are the lucky ones because we get to spend time with you again. God bless you. God keep you and protect you, surround you and give you peace, give you strength, give you love, give you joy, give you health. So that every time that light comes on, you're there. You want to see it, we want to hear you. We love you and we thank God for you.
So all together, can we say amen?
Amen.
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 Amen. And
Hey,
amen.
Jermaine, you're doing it too late. You got to be with all of us. We'll practice. We'll practice this week.
Thank you, everyone. Everyone here, everyone watching, everyone everywhere, saluting and celebrating the one, the only, definitely the original Jack Jacqua. Jack, thanks, man.
Thank you, Doc.
Happy birthday, man.
Thank you.
More to come.
Hey,
Just beginning.
one love, Ty.
Happy
All right,
birthday,
everybody.
guys.